Your boy won yesterday.
Told you. Fucking told you.
I didn't believe he was going to beat him that quick.
Fucking told you. I thought third round submission.
Yeah. But you got first round
submission. Yeah.
Oh, who doesn't love a first round submission?
I'm sorry. Instead of 3 rounds, I meght 3 minutes.
Well, good for you, man. I was impressed. That was some phenomenal jiu-jitsu. Like, Paul's fucking strong, man. He just grabbed that one arm and just tucked it under his armpit, and then Jamal was trying to rip it loose, and then he grabbed him, and then he set up a beautiful armbar. But then Jamal was fucking tough too. He broke his arm.
Did you watch that he was originally trying to get the left arm?
Yeah,
and it was about to bend the wrong way, and then Paul was like, "Nah, swap." He swapped to the other arm. And it was amazing how he set it up. It's honestly, it's amazing to watch him on the ground.
Yeah.
He's Scottish fighters, like, there's not that many in the UFC. The two ones that really come to mind is Joanna Calderwood, who was also on the card yesterday, and Paul Craig, right? They're the two main Scottish fighters that have been in the UFC. Mm-hmm. And I don't think Paul Craig gets enough credit. He's had a bit of some bad luck in terms of he has been finished before by some heavy hitters in the light heavyweight division. Mm-hmm. However, he's on a 4-fight win streak now. You got to give him a little bit more respect. He's beat. I believe that draw against Shogun was not a draw. He won, right? Mm-hmm. So beating Shogun twice, even if it's an aged Shogun, that's a big feather in your cap. You've got, and for him to submit Shogun, you've got to put some respect on. No, I'll go past that. Actually, he's been asked, do you get any like Brazilian fans because of Shogun beating Shogun? Do you get like a lot of messages saying, like, a lot of negative comments towards you because you beat their hero?
Yeah.
The Brazilian fans. He says, actually, I get more Russian fans because 2 of their big prospects from Russia, who are known for being excellent grapplers, right? He's beaten.
He's fucked with them.
So
he's fucked with them in the triangle.
For a Scottish fighter, coming from the UK, which is where Jiu-Jitsu is not huge.
It's not. It's definitely not. Judo is huge, but
Judo is huge, but it's mainly been stand-up boxing, taekwondo, karate, things like that, right? Kickboxing has been in mainly boxing, kickboxing, and judo has been in the UK, right?
Yeah.
Not so much jiu-jitsu.
No.
But it's amazing to see such an elite grappler come from Scotland.
Yeah.
I just knew, I thought Hill was just a little bit too green. 8-0, he's good. Yeah. He beat OSP, granted an aged OSP, but OSP is still very good.
Yeah.
Right? It was amazing how he transitioned to the other arm. Yeah. And then I found out that he didn't actually break Jamal's arm.
He hyperextended it.
Hyperextended and dislocated it, right?
Because I watched the, what's it called?
The breakdown of
the doctor,
medical breakdown.
Brian guy. I keep forgetting his last name, but he said that wouldn't have been a break.
No,
most likely a hyperextension.
Yeah.
And then it would have fucked with, because there was swelling in the medial, come on, Joe, use your terms, medial epicondyle, where the joint is on the inside of the arm, and the nerves run. It was swelling here, but it wasn't enough to call it. Wasn't exactly a break. It was definitely a dislocation or hyperextension.
Yeah. I mean, probably did some ligament damage, however.
Yeah.
But it looked horrible because that arm went limp. It looked like he was trying to tap with the broken arm, and that wasn't working. It went limp.
Yeah.
Like a dead fish.
Yeah.
And then he's literally just going hammer strikes, boom, boom, while he's in a really tight triangle choke.
I'm glad you brought that up because I was annoyed with the ref that he just let him do that. It wasn't just like 2 or 3. It was at least 10 hammer strikes.
I don't know the name of the ref.
Yeah.
But you might find this funny. That ref is a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Okay, what?
Yeah, apparently he's a local ref and he's got the reputation of doing a few questionable calls.
Oh, well, there you go. There's
like a Mario Yamasaki or a Steve Mazzagatti.
Paul was looking at him like, mate, his fucking arm's broken.
He literally went, I think it's fucking broke.
Yeah.
And then he's like, and he just kept
Nah.
And it's just, and essentially,
he's got 2 arms, mate.
yeah, essentially, Craig afterwards was asked about it, and he literally went, "Well, you shouldn't really be talking too much shit about the ref. It's also on my opponent to tap and things like that.
Yeah.
But the arm did hyperextend and dislocate. So how can he then tap with a dislocated arm?
Yeah.
It was more so it's flailing about here. He's not defending himself.
Yeah.
When you're in a crucifix position on the ground,
Yeah.
you're getting smashed with elbows, right? They've got to call it off because you're just accumulating damage and you can't do it. You can't defend yourself intelligently.
It's your job as a ref to protect the fighters from themselves as well.
Exactly. So,
and Jamal would have kept going.
Yeah. He was going to keep going. I think I disagree with Paul on that. I think it was the ref's bad call.
Yeah.
I think even if he didn't see that the dislocated arm, I think Jamal just getting smashed with hammer strikes and getting punched in the head over and over and over while he's just flopping around in that triangle position with his arms wrapped around his legs is just... Craig's a strong guy, really, really strong guy, and he's in his prime at 33. So currently number 13 in the ranking. So I'd like to see him probably get someone in the top 10.
Ooh, top 10, but I reckon the next big opponent for him, I want it to be Jimmy Crute.
He's already fought Jimmy Crute.
Has he? Sorry.
Yeah, he lost to Jimmy Crute. And Jimmy Crute's most likely going to have a different fight ahead of him instead. I think Craig could take someone in the top 10 or maybe just above him because he just fought Hill, who's number 15 in the rankings. I think that in the light heavyweight division, it's a bit funny right now in terms of who's all matched up. With the rankings, I don't really know. Are you looking at the rankings right now? What do you think yourself?
If you were going to give him top 10, it's a bit of a jump. But the thing is, I go back on what I said last week. Paul Craig's 32, 33? 33. So he's definitely in his prime right now, as it shows. I reckon maybe not top 10.
Maybe like a number 11, like
Ryan Spann.
like a
Ryan Spann.
Ryan Spann.
But isn't Spann booked to fight someone else?
I believe so. That's why it's a bit of a weird time. Maybe like a Nikita Krylov, because it wasn't that long that he's fought ago. That's number 9 in the rankings.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe like a Nikita Krylov. In terms of Hill, it's probably a bit too soon to say who he should fight next because that arm will need a little bit of work and rehab, you know? The interesting thing to me is that in the post-fight press conference, Paul said, I was actually thinking of going for a heel hook. And I'm glad I didn't because with him, trying to avoid not tapping, I probably would have snapped his leg in half. So I think Paul Craig needs a little bit more respect in his name. Damn good. He's got a few nicknames. The Bearjew, which is his official one, Bear Jiujitsu.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, they make it's Bearjew, but some of them say Bear Jiu-Jitsu because he's a jiu-jitsu practitioner. But he's also got the nickname the Russian Killer.
Oh, well, I like that name because when I was thinking Bearjew, it was reminding me of that Inglourious Bastards movie, and one of the Jewish guys was called the Bearjew. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, maybe it was a throwback to that somehow.
We don't know because apparently it's a trade secret with Paul. He says, when I'm bigger, I'll let you guys know, but if you ask him or explain your nickname, he'll say, no, I won't tell you. Okay. He keeps it very close to his chest. Apparently it's got to do, someone's probably called him that at the gym, but there's a story behind it and he doesn't want to explain it. He'll probably explain it at a later date.
It's a gym story.
But it's cool because Paul Craig, he was a football coach and a teacher.
Yeah, really?
Yeah. And then he picked up the sport maybe 4 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, it's done really, really well considering now he's been beaten in the last 5 fights.
Sorry, not 4 years ago. He's been active since 2013.
Yeah,
but
he hasn't lost since 2019 against Alonzo Meningfield.
Yes.
So definitely he beat Magomed Ankalaev.
Yes.
Who's definitely one who's rising up right now in the ranks.
Submitted him. Triangle choke.
There you go. That's why they call him the Russian killer.
The signature move for Paul Craig is he tends to be the triangle choke. It's his favorite submission, and he does all kinds of different ways just to transition and set it up. He's got so many, which worked. He had the arm, had the triangle as well, and he did both. He disclared the arm and he punched him.
Well, it is a very satisfying choke to put someone in. When you put someone in a triangle, it's a cool move.
And I think he just ran with it.
Yeah, he was just wrapped.